The world is against you. Don't let them be. Do something with your life. You know what I
What's good, y'all? I want to talk to y'all about ally. This is a recent revelation that came to me that was kind of punctuated by this video that I stitched. What God revealed to me is that yes, we all have different starting points. And what's interesting enough, what was just revealed to me is that even within our community, I know we're like, yeah, the Anglo-Saxons or white Americans or Caucasians, they have generations of a head start. That video of the race where people are like, it's a drawing, but they're, passing the wealth to the previous generation. The white people go around like multiple times before the black people even get to start. And I'm talking about generationally going around, not one or two times within the same generation, then you get to go. Y'all been going for generations. But even within our own community, you have to understand if you have an active parent, even if it's just one, if you have an active parent, you already have a head start. Now, if you have two active parents, you have a doubly head start. And active isn't just allowing a child to live in your home and you keeping them in their place. No, it's actively raising them, every aspect of them. It is the creation of excellence. Black excellence. That's what we're doing over here. There are some children out there, and as I talk to more parents, I realize that it's the blind leading the blind out there, babe. I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40 decades older than your child. If you're 50 decades older than your child, please get some assistance because you cannot relate. But I don't care how many decades older you are from your child. If you do not know how to transfer knowledge, that is why it is very important to create a learning environment and create a zeal for learning within your child from day one. When they ask why, you better have an answer. You need to be willing to hypothesize and theorize. Point to things and say, what is that? Create their curiosity. Don't shut it down just because somebody shut yours down. Sorry, that's just my latest soapbox that I'm on. Your children will be ready to learn when they go to school if you create learning children. My children love to learn. I ain't checked homework since homework checked me. My kids all got A's and B's though. But even the education system in itself is a differentiator. Just gonna bring it back for y'all. We have all these different opportunities to have a head start over someone else. I sat in that Black Men in Business meeting listening to this man talking about you just have to have the spirit of curiosity. My language, not his. But pretty much want to go and seek the knowledge. And I told him, sir, even if I wanted to go and seek the knowledge, I don't know what knowledge to seek. You can't sit here and say you're not a gatekeeper and you're just waiting for me to ask the right question. I don't know what question to ask. And in that respect, my friend, you are a gatekeeper. But if people don't know to, one, go and seek it, and two, what to seek, then you already have a head start. So now we're looking at our non-melanated allies and we're like, okay, what's going on here? And what God revealed to me is there are certain people within the demographic that has had the head start, that has a heart for others. No, we're not all the same. It's the truth. Non-melanated people hate melanated people so much because we got something that they don't have. And we have something that they cannot create. We have something that they cannot access. And therefore, the plot has thickened over centuries and generations and however long humanity has been here. It's been working its way to take us off this earth. But there's some within the ranks of the non-melanated people that are like, look, I know that I have an advantage. I know that I have a position, and I'm going to put myself in the middle of this hate train. And that sounds like something we already know. So let me tell you what God revealed to me, because this is my first time verbalizing it because I saw this video. What God used to demonstrate this to me was I was sitting at a table with a black man who told me about a white man who taught him the business. And I was like, that white man had to see something within you that made him say, I'm going to tell you something that my people have never let your people know. Oh yeah, there's a whole different world happening simultaneously. Like there's just this thin veil between their world and ours. And there are some people who are on this side who are like, I can bring you over from there to this side, but can you handle it? Because I've been taught my whole life that you got a monkey brain. You're not even capable of learning. Can you read, Rollo? Yeah, Rollo can read if his parents created a learning environment in his home. You see how it all goes together. Now I'm looking at this video of this judge who's listening to the scenario, and he may not understand, he may not empathize, he may not sympathize. I don't believe that he's capable simply because he's not melanated. But he is aware enough to know that there is injustice, and damn it, I'm not standing for it. And that's what Spirit told me. That there is a demographic of a population that they're no longer gatekeeping. They are no longer holding that which has been held from others secret. And they're just looking for people who are receptive to receive it. But if we just choose to be enemies and choose to think that somebody has it out for us, we will never connect and we will never come into that space of learning from each other. Just like that white man who went to that black man and said, hey, I'm going to teach you this business. He taught him the ins and outs of that business. And what that black man did was then take those ins and outs of that business and went back into his community. He was like, yo, I got the cheat code. And that's all we're out here doing. We need to be palatable enough to walk into rooms where those who are willing to disperse into us will disperse into us. And then once they disperse into us, it's not for us to say, well, I'm not a gatekeeper. All you got to do is ask me. It's for you to go to people who you know who are receptive to that which you were receptive to because you see yourself in them. You go to them and say, yo, let me put a bug in your ear, because someone put a bug in your ear, who put a bug in your ear, who put a bug in your ear, who did not look like us. But those are the true allies. So yes, there are different starting points for all of us, but we have to understand our willingness to feed into each other regardless of the starting point. I am working with a young lady right now, or a peer, but yes, she's younger than me. I'm working with a young lady right now who is willing to feed into me because she sees me in her. And I'm her senior, but she sees my potential because she sees where I want to go. And she sees where I'm at. And she sees that I'm where she was. And she knows where I can go because she's taken herself there. So she's willing to feed into me. She's not gatekeeping. I don't know the right questions to ask, because if I knew the right questions to ask, I would be in the room as her peer. I'm not in the room as her peer. And this is speaking from not that I feel like I'm anything less than her. She just knows how to move in rooms that I don't know how to move in. I walk in a room, I'm like, hey, I'm me. She moves in a room where it's just like, you're going to have to tone that down. You're going to have to mask it up a little bit. And there is a way to mask authenticity. What God had me do was to reveal and expose the disingenuine mask so that you can now move into your authenticity. And now you can mask up to go into particular rooms, because you have to fit into the room that you want to fit into, right? She's teaching me this. She is not a gatekeeper. And someone taught her. And someone taught them. And someone taught them. This is being white adjacent. This is the ability to go into spaces that you otherwise would not be allowed in if you didn't have just a little bit of training. And there's some of us who are willing to train. There's some of them who are willing to train. And that's each one teach one. And that's not gatekeeping.